Welcome back to Philadelphia and the big news from the Democratic side of the ticket. Hillary Clinton has chosen Senator Tim Kaine as her running mate. Typing on Facebook, "I'm thrilled to announce my running mate, Tim Kaine. Tim is a lifelong fighter for progressive causes and one of the most qualified vice presidential candidates in our nation's history. But his credentials alone aren't why I asked him to run alongside me. Tim's a man of relentless optimism who believes no problem is unsolvable if you're willing to put in the work. That commitment to delivering results has stayed with him throughout his decades-long career as a public servant. I could give you a laundry list of things he accomplished as mayor of Richmond, governor of Virginia, and in the United States Senate. But here's what's important," she writes. "Tim has never taken a job for the glory or the title. He's the same person whether the cameras are on or off, motivated by the belief that you can make a difference in people's lives through public service. I didn't make this decision lightly. I've had the privilege of seeing two presidents and two vice presidents up close, and I wanted to pick someone who will be able to give me their best advice, look me in the eye, and tell me they disagree with me when they do. But what matters most is a simple test that's not easy to meet, whether the person could step in at a moment's notice and serve as president. I have no doubt that Tim can do the job, and I want him by my side on the trail and in the White House. But we're going to need your help to get there, so join me and Tim, and let's get to work and go win this thing," is what she writes on Facebook. Joining me now from Southfield, Michigan, is Congresswoman Debbie Dingell from Michigan. Thanks for being here. Congresswoman, your reaction to this pick?
I think it's great. He's one of the most decent human beings I have ever known. He, as you just talked about, I think her description of him was absolutely on point. He has all kinds of experience ranging from the local level as being a mayor to being lieutenant governor and governor. I worked with him closely when he was chair of the DNC. He is strong and he's tough. He speaks Spanish, but he's caring. He's one of the most able, caring people I know. He was my candidate from the beginning, and I'm so excited to see him picked tonight, I can't tell you.
You know, Congresswoman, one of the storylines, and we just talked about it here, is that there is a bit of a rift after this primary, and part of this convention is to bring the unity that also Republicans sought to bring at the end of their convention between the Bernie Sanders faction, the left of your party, and the more center or Hillary Clinton type side. And Tim Kaine doesn't definitely reach out to the Bernie Sanders types, does he?
You know what he is? He's a bridge builder. He knows how to work with everybody. And I think, you know, first of all, everybody's trying to make it sound like Senator Sanders isn't going to be on board in this ticket. We do not have the rift inside the Democratic Party that the Republican Party has. And there is no one that wants to make sure that Donald Trump isn't president more than Senator Sanders does come this November. So everybody's going to be on board. But Tim can just work with everybody. He can bring everybody in. And I've said from the beginning I knew he was a safe choice, but I hope it would be Tim. I'm really excited.
Yeah. Congresswoman, I know you say that it's unity, and I know Bernie Sanders has endorsed Hillary Clinton, but, you know, there are these emails, thousands of them now out, that WikiLeaks put out from the DNC emails that show that there was clearly some effort to edge out Bernie Sanders, and that the concern that the Sanders people, including Senator Sanders, had about Debbie Wasserman Schultz may have been justified.
You know, I've seen some of those. I'm going to tell you from the very beginning, I was one of the people that predicted that Senator Sanders was going to win in Michigan. And I have, from the very beginning, worked with all of his supporters in Michigan. There are a lot of issues that he has brought to the table that he's ensured are going to be part of the discussion, trade being one of the biggest. But he brings credibility to it. Neither he nor I would support somebody for president that was going to hurt a working man or woman in this country with trade issues. I think that when you look at the speech that happened last night in Cleveland, you look at how, quite frankly, Donald Trump is using fear and hatred to divide this country. And the voters that are supporting Bernie Sanders don't want to support someone trying to divide this country. So I think that you're going to see everybody pull together, and I think you're going to see a very different convention in Philadelphia than you saw this week in Cleveland.
All right, so you're not worried about the fallout of these leaked emails?
Well, Well, I think that, you know, people are probably not glad to read some of them. But, you know, let's talk about what happened during the Republican primary and the ugliness and the rhetoric that we saw between the Republican candidates and what Ted Cruz did even to Donald Trump this week. So I think we're a lot more together than the Republican Party is. And many of the presidential candidates that were in that primary refused to support Donald Trump or wouldn't even go to Cleveland.
Congresswoman Dingell, thank you very much for the time. We'll see you here in Philadelphia next week.
Look forward to seeing you. Thank you.